Expensive tools? No problem. Find a profitable Amazon products in 10 minutes. I'm Josh Hackett, CEO of EHP Consulting Group. Let's dive in. Okay, I'm going to show you multiple ways to find a profitable product, and I'm going to show you some quick ways I use so we can go to allsharktankproducts.com. The goal is to get your creative juices flowing, and in order to do that, you want to find cool trending products. This is a great website to do it because it's based off of the TV show Shark Tank, right? They've got these bumsy bumper cars for kids, a lot DIY electric scooter and skateboard kits, pretty awesome. A lot of this cool stuff right here, right? And you can kind of just go through it and get your creative juices flowing. But what I found was this crazy dog bed for humans. You've probably heard of it, right? And then I was like, oh, this is pretty awesome. What if we made a product like this? Let's check out the competitors. So we went to Amazon, dog bed for humans, right? And then we saw, look at how much money everybody's making, tons of money. The only issue is there's a lot of competitors. So we're like, it's a little too late to this. But then I got thinking, what about cats, right? What do humans usually have as pets? They usually have a dog or a cat or both. Now we've got these dog beds. What about the cat beds? What if I want to sleep with my cat, right? So now I'm just going to type in cat beds for humans, and I don't see any. I don't see any at all. And we know there's a demand, and we know humans, especially people in the US, they've got cats. So it's like, okay, what about a cat bed? So it's kind of funny. So I'm kind of going through this, and I don't see any cat beds for humans. I don't see anything marketed towards that. So this is another area where we could launch a product. But then I saw this product, this enchilada close to me bed, which is similar, right? And this connects to your actual bed. And then you can put your little cat in there. Again, this one's promoted for dogs as well, but I think cat owners could benefit from this as well. So you can look at this, and the crazy part about this is there's no competitors. They don't have that many reviews. They're making $20,000 a month, and they're ripping people off. So this is a great area to potentially launch your own item. And once we find an item like this, it's time to add it to our product idea sheet. So here's a product idea sheet. So we've got the cat bed attachment, and we can actually link it here. And we can see how much money it's making. All you have to do is do 100 times 135 and then see how much money it's making a month. So if we do 100 times 135, you can see it's making at least $13,000, 500. Anything above 10,000 is usually decent, especially if they're ripping people off and charging this much amount of money. I know for a fact, if they find a good manufacturer in China, this one's made in the USA, I think that's why it's so expensive. But if they found a good manufacturer in China, they should be able to get the product cost to make this item for very inexpensive and cheap. Now we also have another item that we haven't thought about, and that's a cat bed that fits humans, right? Because this is the whole point of this is a dog bed for dogs and humans to sleep together. But again, how many people own cats? How many people own cats in USA? 42 million. And let's see how many own dogs. 65 million. So about a 20 million difference, but still 46 million is still a lot of damn people. We've got fresh fish. So if you wanted to have like a little fish bed, but it's very funny. So the second is going to be cats followed by fish, right? So again, thinking outside of the box, there's no cat bed, but right when you make a cat bed, you know that people are going to start copying you. So once you start with this idea and you start making it, you're going to make a lot of money because you're targeting cats, and you're going to make it more cat bed like. If you have cats, you're going to understand what kind of beds they like to sleep in, how you can sleep with them, right? And then you can make it and then have you potential patent, so that way people can't copy you. I don't know why these guys didn't have a patent, but that's their downside here. I don't know why, because there's so many copies, right? But now we're going to go through a little bit of a checklist to help you succeed in finding a product. So it usually takes 4 to 12 months to launch a product on Amazon. Just understand that. If you already launched a product yourself, it takes 4 months. If you're new, it's gonna take like 12 months. I'm just being honest, unless you're like hauling ass. But if you go really fast, then you might mess up and your item might suck. So you wanna, just take your time, sometimes 15 months depending on the item, right? So you wanna have a nice little manufacturer checklist, and you want to have a little product research checklist. Checklists are important. You don't just want to randomly. So we've got the product idea sheet. This is just your ideas. You got the Amazon link, how much money they're potentially making. So you can come back and then pick items out of your idea sheet, right? And then you want to have a little bit of a product research questions to ask yourself, such as, does the product have more than 10 competitors? We saw the cat bed doesn't have any competitors at all, the cat human bed. What about the profit margin? We can base the profit margin off of the dog beds. Is there a barrier to entry? It's literally just a bed. Can we get around the barrier to entry? Is it a seasonal product? Is it a long-term product? Do you think it has a patent? There's no competitors right now, so there's no patents. Is it a niche product? Do you think China can come in and compete easily? Yes, right? And that's something you need to think about. And if they can you get a patent, right? Before you launch a product, China, when you make money, China will come in and compete with you, right? It's an open market. Are all the competitors making at least $5,000 a month in sales or more? And what would you rate the product? So once you have the items in a checklist, you want to make a more formal checklist. And this is something that we use. You also want to have a manufacturer checklist. So if you're talking to a manufacturer, are they answering questions quickly? Quickly means every 24 hours. If they're taking like 5 days to answer and you have to keep following up, they suck. Don't work with them. Right? What about their grammar and English? Is it decent? Doesn't have to be perfect. How many years have they been in business? This might matter. Alibaba has something called verified suppliers. So if they're verified, that just gives them more credibility. Are they kind and respectful? Have you done a test buy? Right? You want to check their quality, so you want to do a test buy. People skip this step, and I think that they're idiots. You want to do a test buy, because if you just say, okay, I want to make this bed, and they send you the finalized bed, you spend $100,000, and then it's shit, that's on you. You want to do a test buy to make sure that they have the quality you're looking for. And of course, kind and respectful, because if something goes wrong and they send you the wrong item, right, or their quality for some reason for the final item is bad, if they're kind and respectful, you can usually get a full refund. If they're not respectful, you have to dispute it with Alibaba and go through all this stuff, right? So make sure you have a little bit of a checklist, right? And now we're going to go to steps to launch, right? We got the product analysis, finding a manufacturer. We've got different websites. You've got lettercount.com, Grammarly, G-Sheet, Amazon Profit Calculator tool. This one's completely free. You can see, so that way you can figure out how much profit you can make. Toolbox, you need basic English, ability to think like a customer. You need to have a basic understanding of Amazon PPC when you first launch. PPC is Amazon advertising. And then I believe a budget of $5,000 to $10,000 for your first product. It depends on the product, right? If it's small, you can usually get away with something like $1,000, but you just want to have a budget ready to go. And then if you specialize in something, like if you're a plumber, we have clients that are in HVAC, meaning they fix AC units, and they've created their own custom tools that do extremely well on Amazon because they specialize. Plumbers, we have a lot of clients that love golf, so they have golf items. We have an eye doctor, and they are creating special eye drops. Again, these products they know, and they can make it dominate. So figure out, do you specialize in anything? Create your little product G-sheet, right? There's also, you can go to TikTok, hashtag TikTok made me buy it, and find products that are only specialized on TikTok. We already talked about Shark Tank products. This is to get your creativity juices flowing. You can also go to the mall, like Spencer's, there's weird shops. You can find different items that aren't on Amazon, and then you can specialize it, especially those custom stores, right? Look at them, see what ideas you have. Right? Make sure all the competitors are making at least $10,000 a month or more. You can calculate the sales by looking at how many bought in the past month. Amazon literally shows you this. If it doesn't say how much bought in the past month, that means they're not generating a lot of sales. And then how many competitors are there? If possible, you want less than 10 competitors. That's pretty much it. Right? And then here is a touchless vacuum. So if you type in touchless vacuum, this is another item that in the past didn't have that many competitors. Now they're having a little bit more, but they didn't have that many competitors in the past, and they were dominating this area. And I kept talking about it, like launch your own touchless vacuum. And somebody finally did, and they're making tons of money a month. So that's another thing. Figuring out how much it costs, you can do reverse analysis. So if you go to Alibaba.com and type in, let's type in human dog bed. Going a little fast because, so they don't have it right here. I don't see the exact human dog bed, but if you can't find it, you can go to Amazon and then go to human dog bed. Right? And then what you can do is find the image. You're going to right click, you're going to click copy image address. You're going to go to Alibaba, click on this little button, and then you can reverse image search it. And then you can find a manufacturer that actually makes the same item, and you can get the pricing. So you can figure out the pricing and figure out your profit margins pretty quick, right? You can see some of them are verified. The verified ones usually have much more credibility and they're not going to mess up. How many units sold? They have 101 units sold. So this is probably going to be the go-to manufacturer. That being said, it's a little expensive, so you want to definitely shop around. Don't just go with one manufacturer. Contact at least 3 to 20 and figure that out. I like to contact a lot. That way I can try to get different perspectives and not just contact one and be one and done, right? And then you can use your Amazon profitability calculator. Once you know the cost of the item, you can figure out the profit. And this is the Amazon profitability calculator. So you can just type in Amazon FBA calculator tool. And it's going to pop up for the first one, and then you have a little calculator tool, and you can type in your competitor's ASIN, and then you can calculate how much money it's going to cost Amazon to ship it, all the fees, and then what your profit margin is going to be at the end of the day. That way you can find your earning potential, put it in a little bit of a spreadsheet, and then that way you can use our little checklist that we made and then finalize that. Make sure it's not a seasonal product unless you're okay with that, right? If you're selling water guns, it's probably only going to sell really well during the summer months. Just understand that. And then also you can use Chatgpt. So you can ask Chatgpt, hey, I found a cool dog bed product that also where the dog can sleep with a human. Give me other ideas. And they'll probably mention like a cat bed for humans and all these other items. That's just going to, again, get your creativity juices flowing because you already know there's a demand for that type of product. Right, here's an example. I found this cool product. It's a touchless vacuum. Give me 15 other product ideas. Right, and you can be specific that are similar to a touchless vacuum or in the same category. This is just giving me random ideas, but they're still cool. Customizable aromatherapy bracelet, biodegradable phone case with a built-in seed planter. That's crazy. Portable UVC sanitizer wand. I think they already have that. But your next steps is to order a sample. After you figure it out, you have like a little sheet, right? It's time to find your manufacturer, go through the checklist, and you're like, hey, I want to launch this. I recommend to order a sample from the manufacturer, order from the #1 competitor on Amazon. People don't do this. Order from the manufacturer a sample and order the #1 competitor because you want your product to be better than the competitors, even if it's a cat bed, right? Then you have your launch checklist, make a little checklist on launching your item and launch it on Amazon. It's as simple as that. It does take time, but if you do need help, you can feel free to reach out to us. But that's it for today's video. Leave a comment below on a new product research strategy that you recently learned. If you learned something new in today's video, drop a like. And if you're an Amazon seller, I highly recommend subscribing to our channel because we're giving away great content that's going to help you in your Amazon journey. And of course, if you need help with increasing sales, product launches, or anything mentioned in this video, just contact EHP Consulting Group. The link is right in the description to contact us or even schedule a call. Our #1 service is our full A to Z Amazon account management service. This is where we'll fully manage your inventory, call Amazon, customer service, advertising, increasing sales, product launches, and much, much more. The benefit of the service is so you can spend time working on your business instead of in your business, like calling Amazon, contacting manufacturers, trying to get test samples, figuring out what products to launch. Let us do it for you. It's going to save you a lot of time, money, and it's going to increase your sales. Just work with ehpconsultinggroup.com. I'm Josh Hackett, the CEO of EHP Consulting Group, and I'm signing out.